Rachel. Thank you for joining me for the Hungriest Knitter, episode 9. It has been a while. It has been far, far too long. So I simply want to apologize for this sort of unplanned hiatus. Unfortunately, life has really been getting in the way, and I haven't had a lot of time to sit down and record, let alone to even sit and knit, which has been kind of frustrating. And that said, there isn't going to be a lot of knitting progress, and this might be a short episode today. And the plan is that in the future I want to start doing some more shorter episodes, and that way hopefully I can get more content out and get on a better schedule. Having to deal with my repetitive stress injury in my wrists and just a lot going on at work and a lot of things happening, it's been a little problematic for me to have time to do this, and it makes me really sad because I love the community that we've started to form here. So I'm not pod fading. Let me dispel those rumors. I also want to say thank you to everyone who sent me really sweet notes on Ravelry or via email or through the blog. It's been really nice to read everything from folks just checking in to say hi. And if I haven't responded, I'm sorry. I'm getting there. I promise. You will hear from me. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who sent me a note. So with that, let's just jump right in, and I want to start with the giveaway. The giveaway for the spring sock along. I'm sure y'all have been waiting with bated breath. And first of all, oh my gosh, bonkers. I can't believe how many people participated. I think it was around 30 projects. And I did say that I would sweeten the pot if it was more than 20 or 25, and it was, or completed projects. And also, I feel like I have to sweeten the pot with an extra prize because it took me so freaking long to get this together. So since I was drawing 2 winners, I preemptively random number generated names from the thread. So our first winner will be receiving this crazy Zauber ball, which knits up in like awesome gradient, and I think the color is just a number, yeah, but it's these blues and purples, and it's really fun. It would be a cool pair of socks, but it would also be beautiful as a shawl, I think. And I think you might have enough Hiatus to do a little shawlette or do something with a solid and then this with it. Yeah, so this crazy Zauber ball is going to number 30 in the thread, which is Zelator, Zelator. Congratulations! I love this. I have socks in this. And then the second prize is new. Let me see if I can get good color. This is not doing the color justice, so I'll have to post a picture in the show notes. But this is a skein of the Verdant Griffin Hiatus, which is the fingering weight in superwash merino wool. So it's 420 yards, plenty to make a sock. And this is in the colorway Aegisthus. This is bad. But it's these beautiful, it's more deep blues and teals and a bit of green and this like really pretty tonal variegation. And yeah, it's just like my lighting is doing a really poor job at this, so I'm sorry. But this skein goes to number 10 in the thread, which was Craig and Kira. So congratulations, Zelator and Craig and Kira. Please contact me with your mailing address so that I can get these out to you. If I don't hear from y'all, I might shoot you guys a PM just because I've been off for so long, probably no one's looking for this podcast anymore. So congratulations. Thank you all so much for participating. It was a lot of fun seeing what everyone knitted up. We got lots of beautiful socks. We got a shawl. It was awesome. It was awesome. I was really blown away by the response. So next, I guess I can share with you like the nothing that I've been knitting, which is sad. But with the RSI in my wrists, it's just been really hard to get anything done. I've been going to acupuncture, which I totally recommend for anyone who's looking for an alternative therapy for repetitive stress injury. And then, unfortunately, my doctors have just suggested that I kind of cool it for a while. So I knit maybe half an hour twice a week, which is sad. It makes me really bummed out. That said, I have like no finished projects from the last time that I've seen you guys. So I'm just going to show you two things that I've been actually actively knitting at all. And I'm just looking at my show notes, just because it's been bad. So first of all, I've been working on the Bergen Cowl, which is a pattern by Carrie Bostic-Hogue. And this was gifted to me by one of the amazing podcast viewers who sends me beautiful messages. And your name is completely escaping me right now, but please know, thank you for gifting this pattern to me. And it's just a really simple colorwork cowl with triangles. And I love triangles, as dumb as that is. I love triangles. And so I'm knitting this up in Bahram U Titus yarn, which is, I think, an alpaca merino blend. And I bought this in Richmond almost a year ago, this yarn. And it's super soft and lovely, but it's kind of reminding me that I really hate working with alpaca because it's so sheddy. It's so freaking sheddy. But that said, I love this pattern. It's just a really calming, simple, it's like doing counted cross stitch almost, because you can just count out the very repetitive color work. And I'm really excited to have this knitted up. I have had this yarn in the stash for a little while, and I wanted it to become a cowl. So it's going to be super toasty. I think it'll block up really nicely. Here. These are the two cakes. They are very squishy. They are very, very squishy. And this is a charcoal gray. It's reading more black, of course, with my lighting. But I really love this pattern. It's super simple. It's a very stark color contrast, which is perfect for color work. It makes me happy. It's just triangles. It's very simple. So, and this is very soft, and it's a heavier gauge. I'm using the yarn, the strands doubled to increase the gauge, and I think working in a larger gauge right now is really helpful for my hands and my wrists since I've had some pain. So I'm really enjoying this, even though it's a slow go. It's very simple, but it is a slow go for me right now. I have to knit a little more slowly. And then the second project I've been knitting on at all, I just cast on the other day, and it's just the simplest little roll brim baby cap for friends who just had a baby, who I think we're going to be visiting soon. And I'm using the ever beloved Patton's Croy blue stripe rag colorway, which I already made socks out of. And it's working up really cute. It's so you get three rows of the colored, like the bright stripe, and then 2 rows of the sort of blue-gray stripe in each repeat. And like I said, this is like a mindless no pattern hat. I just cast it on the other day, so I'm sure it'll be done in a couple days, even with my limited knitting time. And yeah, I just wanted to be able to bring a cute little project for this new baby. And I'm just going to do the umbilical cord little tie off at the top after I do the decreases. So it's a very super simple, no pattern baby cap, but it can use up another one of the skeins of this deliciously beautiful colorway, because I still have like 2 more in my stash. So I'm really glad that I'm stash busting a little bit, since I had been getting a little too much yarn for my own good. Those are the 2 projects I'm like actively working on at the moment. So I do have some acquisitions to share, so maybe that'll be a little more fun. So Plucky, the Plucky Knitter had the Just the Grays Club come out, and I finally got my shipment not too long ago, but I got this, which is again Reading Black. It's this like richly beautiful, incredible charcoal gray. The colorway is called Gumshoe. And the Just the Grays colorway, or the Just the Grays Club, the whole concept was you would get a gray. You didn't know what shade of gray it was just going to be gray. And so I ordered 4 skeins of the Primo Fingering, which is the merino cashmere nylon blend, and I am going to, this is a sweater quantity. Gray is my favorite color, so I'm really excited. I think I'm going to knit a Bristol Ivy pullover sweater in this color. The name of the pattern is I'm completely blanking on it, like all other names that today. I want to say it's called Masonite, but that doesn't feel right. I'll link to it in the show notes, of course. And that's what that's what this yarn is being held for. Because it's so fine, I might wait a while to cast this on until my hands are feeling better, but it's the softest, most beautiful. It makes me so happy. It's just been sitting on my desk, and I look at it and smile. And this is my first ever Plucky. First ever. I'm so excited. So that arrived not too long ago. And then the other item that came, and it's going to look all frumpy because I've been using it, is this beautiful project bag from Fringe Supply Company, which is a collaboration with Jen Hewitt, who designed a prior bag for them. This is much bigger, so you can put a cowl, a scarf, a couple pairs of socks, a shawl could fit in here, maybe a tank top or something, a small sweater, not a big bulky heavyweight sweater, but yeah, like a tank top or something, spring sweater. This big linen bag, and so Fringe Supply Company is now coming out with quarterly project bags designed by Jen Hewitt, and so this is the first one, and I love it so much. It's just like a simple, basic linen, and it's a nice, heavy-duty bag that cinches up at the top. And I've been keeping my my Bergen cowl in here, which is cool. And so this is my other acquisition. Other than that, there hasn't been much purchasing, which is probably good. I was spending a bit much. That is all the knitting. So please tell me what you're knitting. Give me some inspiration. Make me feel less sad that I can't knit too much right now. I love seeing what other people are working on. Instead of like some folks might get jealous, I get excited just to see what you're doing. So I guess I can give you a little cooking chat, a little what's on the stovetop. So some real talk. The reason why you haven't heard from me too much lately is that I haven't been feeling well, and it's not just my wrists. Work has also been very busy, but at the end of the day, I really haven't been feeling well. And I guess being a hungry knitter, sometimes I turn to food for comfort, food for stress, relaxation, and that's not necessarily keeping me healthy. I realized that I haven't been feeling great for a while, and I haven't been paying attention to my body, so I decided to completely recalibrate my eating habits. So I'm only a couple weeks in, but I've been eating really not any processed sugars, and cutting out a lot of grains because I don't know about you guys, I'm a pasta junkie. I love pasta. So, do expect that the cooking stuff we'll talk about in upcoming episodes is going to be a little more healthy focused and a bit more plant-based, since I am really listening to my body and trying to figure out what makes me feel good and what doesn't make me feel so good, and trying to tailor my diet around those needs. It's definitely a work in progress, and I have no judgments about what anyone does and when it comes to diet and how you want to cook and eat. I love it all. I'm really excited just to see people doing interesting things with food. And have always been really open-minded to people trying out new stuff and seeing what works for you. And this is just something where I'm giving a spin for a while. So do expect that recipes that you hear from me in the coming episodes and coming blog posts might have a bent that is more plant-based, that's more gluten-free, that's more, or like not so much with grains right now, less refined sugars, foods that help with inflammation. I'm really focusing right now on finding ways for food to heal my body, because certainly what we put on our bodies, how naturally, products that I use is something I really focus on, but it's also about the things I'm putting in my body, and that can really change the way I feel. And so far it's been kind of exciting. I've been trying out a lot of vegan recipes, and I'm going to share some resources of blogs that I've been using to give me ideas for recipes that aren't too complicated, but are more plant-based. And one of those is called One Part Plant, which is a really cool food blog based in Chicago, and focuses on plant-based eating and has a lot of really cool, simple, accessible recipes. I've also been using a blog called The Minimalist Baker, which has like a vegan bent to it as well. I made a really incredible zucchini gratin from that blog that I will link to in the show notes. I wish I had photos, but we ate it so fast that we didn't get to it. And I've also been using, for when I do bake every now and then, especially since there have been holidays and stuff, summer parties, and people want a good sweet treat, I've been using the blog Oh Lady Cakes, which has, again, a lot of vegan recipes, and then I modify them as I need because, I still have eggs and milk and stuff like that in my fridge, but it gives you a lot of inspiration of the ways that I can adapt a recipe and make it work for me, So, yeah, I'm definitely not turning vegan. I did make carnitas this week, but it's something that I'm just trying on and seeing how I feel, because it can never hurt to eat some more fruits and vegetables. And I will also admit that while I'm cutting out sugars, if you've seen the podcast, you know that me cutting out alcohol would be problematic. So I've still been having, a glass of wine when we go out for dinner, or a nice cocktail every now and then. But yeah, I don't think I'll be giving up my Negronis anytime soon. With that, I think that's everything I have to chat about today. I'm sorry this one's really short and scattered, but I'm hoping that future episodes they'll be a little more tightly focused, so maybe some will be all knitting and some will be all cooking. But let me know what you think and what you'd like to hear and what you'd like to see, because I'll certainly keep that in mind as I am working podcasting back into my schedule. And I want to thank everyone for their patience, waiting around forever for this 9th episode. And until then, stay hungry. Bye.
It is such a good